Hi everyone, I'm Taiwa and today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to create train eaters from the MS Toons channel. First, let's take some screenshots of the models. We open a new file in paint.net. Ctrl V to paste the screenshot. I select the part I'm going to cut and click here. I identify the parts of the model. I take a screenshot of the character's front. I identify how many rectangles make up its face. We're looking for a default stiff skin. We need a stiff arm like this one. We will export the entire skin to Mine-imator. We'll export it as part of a character stiff right arm. It shall look something like this. I change the color using Subtract, RGB and HSB. Surface properties and emissive 200%. Select the arm and press Ctrl F to create a folder. Copy the arm location from here and select the folder and paste the location here. Select the arm again and reset its position from here. I will create a stiff character to use as a reference. Go to Crafting Table, Character, and Human. Use the animation as a reference to create the character's pose. Select Steve and scale it to 0.85. Select Steve's head and scale it to 1.25. I put some block in their hands to give them a reference for the size of the train. I select the front face of the train and click on Crop to Selection. And save it. We exported the image from Shape Surface. Scale the image and position it in relation to the character. I scale the arm on the y-axis and begin to position it. Select arm, click on Custom Rotation Point and place 2 on the y-axis. I align the object with the image. Ctrl D to duplicate and rotate the new arm. I click on the blue square to move it. To avoid the C-fighting bug, I'm going to move the model back a little bit. I align it and reduce its scale on the y-axis. Ctrl D, click on the blue square, and again I move it forward a little this time to avoid the C-fighting. I scale it to the model until it matches. I select the last 2 objects I aligned and duplicate them. I move the objects. I click on the blue square. I move it and rotate it until it matches the objects I placed earlier. If I want to scale them, I must select both objects at the same time so that they are equal. I select the 2 small objects and duplicate them. I rotate and move the object again. Remove C-fighting again. And I align it with respect to my previous object. I select the first object and duplicate it with Ctrl D. I align it with the 2 parts. I Done. I'm going to hide the image. I select all objects. I select all objects and scale in C. Press Ctrl F while selecting all objects except the parent folder. I rename the folder as Body2. I create another folder by selecting the Body folder. I rename the folder as Body, like this. I select and duplicate one of the objects to make the character's mouth, and move the duplicated object inside the body. I press the lock to avoid accidentally moving the object. I scale, rotate, and move the block. The idea is that the anchor point ends up at the bottom. I increase the mix percent with black to darken it a little. I select the block and press Ctrl D. I select both and press Ctrl F to create a folder, and we name it Jaw. I move one of the blocks inside the folder to the Body folder. I select the block within Jaw and copy its location. I select Jaw and paste the location. I reset the block position. I can now delete the other block with Ctrl R. I duplicate the jaw with Ctrl D and I move it up. I move it upwards and rotate it 180 degrees. I scale it so that it doesn't stick out from the body. Let's create the character's teeth. To do this, I'll create a cone from the shape section. I change the color to a more yellowish one using mixed color and mixed percentage. I reduce the scale of the cone on all its axes at the same time. I select both jaws at the same time and increase the scale so the cone fits better. I move the cone into the jaw folder and reset its position. Place the tooth in its position. I rename the folders as upper jaw and lower jaw. I slightly enlarge the tooth. To give it a more square shape, I go to Library. Selecting the cone in the file list, I reduce its details. I duplicate the cone and move it, then I do the same by selecting both and moving them. And once again, I repeat the process. I select all the cones and scale them on the y-axis to make them longer. I also scale them slightly on all axes so they are closer together. I select all the cones again and duplicate them with Ctrl D, then move them to the lower jaw folder. I add more cones to fill the gaps. When I move the mouth, the teeth change size. To avoid this, I need to select all the cones while holding the Shift key and uncheck the scale box. Let's create the eyes. For that, I go to Shape and Cylinder. I go to the library and lower the cylinder detail. I reduce the cylinder scale on the y-axis and move the cylinder to body. I rotate the cylinder 90 degrees on the y and x axis and place it in position. Ctrl F to place the cylinder inside a folder. I copy the cylinder's position and paste it into the new folder. I reset the cylinder's position. I rename the folder as I and duplicate the cylinder. To create the pupil, I scale the cylinder and increase the mix %. I duplicate the eye and place it on the other side. We look for Mikey's skin. I will leave it in the description along with JJ's. I go to the character part and Human and select Mikey's skin, body part, head. I place Mikey's head inside body too. Select all the other body parts and create a folder with Ctrl F. I duplicate and place 3 Mikey heads in different random positions. I repeat the process with a Mikey arm, rotating and bending the arms. Again with a Mikey leg. I'm going to add 2 more eyes on each side. With Ctrl D, I duplicate the eye and move it like this. I scale them so they are a bit smaller. Once they are ready, I duplicate them, rotate 180 degrees on the y-axis, and move them to the left side. I duplicate the eye I placed and move it. Ctrl F and then make a folder to store all the eyes. I select all the marquee parts I placed before, put them into a folder and duplicate it. I rotate them 180 degrees on the y-axis and place them on the left side of the model. I duplicate the folder again and rotate it on the z-axis so it fits on the top part. I remove the heads and leave only the arms and legs. I also duplicate and add more arms and legs. I'm going to create a surface that fits perfectly with the back part of the train. For that, I will need a stone block. I simply scale it on all its axes. I place it inside the train like this. I put it facing forward and export it as an image. I go to paint.net and open the image. With the magic wand, we select the center of the image. You can adjust the tolerance so the selection does not go outside. We click on crop the selection and save. I delete the stone block and import the image I saved. Shape, surface. I place the image inside the body 2 folder. I scale and move the image so it fits the shape of the model. I'm going to change the color of the image to a very dark red. I duplicate the surface with Ctrl E and move it to the edge of the model. I modify the colors to match the train parts and set the emissive to 200%. You should end up with something like this. I'm going to duplicate the model's body folder with Ctrl E and move it. I delete the jaw folders from the model and the dark red surface. I duplicate the back surface and move it to the front part. I move the new train part and scale it, making it smaller. I duplicate the new body. I rename the parts as body 2 and body 3. I move body 3 backwards and also increase its size. I duplicate body 2 and move it to the back part, reducing its scale slightly on the z-axis. I move Steve into the body folder. I select Mikey's skin and material. I extend the blocks so they touch the train. I right-click and choose Collapse All. Let's proceed to make JJ's train. Since we already have the model done, there's no need to repeat the process. Just change the colors on the skin. I'm going to select all of Steve's body parts, arms, head, and legs. I'm going to import JJ's skin. I leave it in the description. With everything selected, I go to Material and change the skin to ttps. I repeat the same with all the train parts. I also change the character scheme. I go to the eyes and select all the black pupils to change them to light blue. By removing the lock from the folders, I select all the train parts. And I change their color to red in the same way I did with the other train. I change to red all the parts that are green. I select all the elements inside the body folder and move them forward, so that the anchor point stays at the back. I put it back in place. I select all the other body parts of the model and place them on top of the body folder. Remember to rename body 2 to body 4 first, to avoid confusion. I place body 2 and body 4 on top of body 2, the second wagon of the train. I rename the body 2 that each wagon has its parts. I place body 4 on top of body 3. I rename body 2 again as part and move body 4 into place. I go to the properties of body 3 on body 4 and uncheck the scale box. I repeat the same for body 2 and body 4. Here I click on the ghost icon to then hide some folders to make moving the character easier. This is how the character would move. I select body 2, 3 and 4 and rotate them at the same time. Now I repeat the same process with the Mikey's train. And done. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this tutorial helped you. Goodbye.